William Nichols here, and today I'm going over the top 8 or so things that I use every single day that I deem good. So it's improving my life. It is in some way, shape, or form, directly or indirectly, improving my well being and productivity. And most importantly, I use it basically every day. So, what are these things? Well, to start, we have one of my favorite things to talk about, which is pens. Okay, I love a good pen. Good pens, the classic line, the pen is mightier than the sword. A good pen is definitely mightier than a sword, okay? My go-to is the Staples OptiFlow. Okay, these are fantastic, very thin tipped ballpoint pens. They flow beautifully. The ink flows beautifully. They write beautifully. I write very, curvy. My writing's very curvy and, flowy, curvy. So this type of pen is great for me. Now, if you're someone who doesn't write so curvy, maybe you write very small across, or you don't write cursive, you write, just regular script, a ballpoint pen is more than suitable for you. And a ballpoint pen is suitable for anybody, really. This is Bruno Visconti. I don't even remember where I got this. I think I got this in Manhattan at like some paper shop with a journal. But it's a great pen. This is when I'm not trying to remember things or not trying to write out anything that's like crazy important. Usually I use this for if I'm just making little notes on top of something, or if I'm trying to work out a problem on paper. I use this bad boy. It's a good pen. It's plastic, it's reusable, it's refillable. I love it for that. Now these OptiFlows are only available in Canada, by the way. I had to get them imported to the US. I had to get my Canadian family to bring me down a few packs of these because they were so good. I had one and I could never find it. I was on Staples. I was looking all over the internet to try and find these things. And then I thought for a second, wait, I got it. When I acquired it, I was in Canada. So then I looked on the staples.ca Canadian website, and sure enough, packs and packs were there. And I was like, oh boy. So yeah, I've got a bunch of these because you find these around my house, in my bedroom, in my kitchen, on top of my fridge, in my drawers in my kitchen, in the drawers of my desk, on my desk, everywhere. These are everywhere. This is for note-taking, journaling, everything. Now, the most special pen, though, is this. This is a fountain pen. And so fountain pens work a little differently than most pens in that it's really just a piece of metal that the ink slowly drips down on as you put pressure on it to write. And you actually, the way that you fill it up is you take this part, this plastic part, it pops off, and when it's empty, you rotate it, it's called a plunger, and you plunge it into the ink, and you extract the ink right out of the bottle. So, I've got these nice bottles of liquid ink, extract it, and it gets filled up. The only thing I don't like too much about this, and the reason I don't use it more, and maybe I just need to get like a super, super fancy, nice one, as every now and then I get ink on my fingers. So that's annoying, but it writes so good. It writes so good. It's so wonderful. Okay, the next thing that I use almost every day are these bad boys. Blue light blockers for nighttime. They're fantastic. I do notice a difference. Some people say, oh, you don't notice a difference, blah, 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 it's all a scam. Listen, I noticed a difference because I hadn't had blue light blockers. I've had them on and off for years. I hadn't had them in months, okay, for a long period. I hadn't used them in months. And during this time, right before I bought them, I was doing a lot of late nights right over my screens. And the moment that I bought them and put them on and started working, it was insane. The like kind of, when you get that squint that comes up from like, staring at screens, and the glaze that happens from looking at screens for too long, instant relief. So they just make me feel good. That's why I love them. That's something that I think is very, very important. The other thing here are paper. So there's two types of paper I use every single day. The first are index cards. These are wonderful. These are, you can get them for $1 from the dollar store. You can buy them on Amazon. You get them on Staples. I mean, you can get them anywhere. And I use them without lines on them. The reason I use them without lines is because lined, you can basically only write across. I like to sometimes use them vertically. Sometimes I use them horizontally. Use them for everything. Some of them I use permanently, which is why I tend to opt for these over sticky notes. Sticky notes are more for temporary things, right? I'll stick it on the computer, I'll stick it on the fridge or something like that, or in a book. Those are fine. But this, you can keep it around, you can put it in a book. I actually, when I'm reading sometimes, I'll bring this in a book so I don't write in the book. If I want to make a little note, I have my little index card. I write a note with the page or whatever it is that I'm working on, or some concept. I also use these for to-do lists. Okay, sometimes I use these bad boys, which are the Amazon legal papers, for to-do lists as well. These are fantastic. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them anywhere. Big legal pads. Get a big pack of them, and just keep them in your desk. Keep them in storage. They're fantastic. I use these every single day. These are for everything. Okay, I do have sketchbooks. And sketchbooks are, big, thick books with really good quality paper. That I got hardcover sketchbooks, and you can write in them whatever you want. There's no lines, so I use those more for visual concepts. If I'm trying to visualize something, or if I'm trying to do like a mind map, that sort of thing, then I use blank page. But for everything else, lined paper. It organizes your mind, and I'm a huge proponent for writing things down. The reason is, you build way more neural pathways when you write things down. You remember things more when you write things down. And most importantly, there's so much stuff that's in here that we need to get out so that our mind can be clearer. And when our mind is clear, we can perform better. We're not thinking about, I can't forget this thing. Write it down. Write it down. Get it out of your brain. I have this idea. I had this dream last night. Write it down. Get it out. Very, very important. Let's see, the next thing, candles. Okay, I got nice scented candle, natural scent. Okay, natural. And very important, by the way, because the synthetic candles, they just decimate your endocrine system and hormonal system. Natural candles, this is a beeswax and whatever other wax blend. It's not soy, it's another plant. I love beeswax. I love beeswax candles too. I get those in the big pillars. They last forever. They're fantastic. So candlelight is amazing. I work at night, and when I work, if I'm doing any sort of like creative work, if I'm writing some ideas down, if I'm sending out an email or something, I work in the dark because I just don't like bright lights at night. I think it's heinous. So what I like to do is I light a few candles. I get my legal pad out and a pen, and I write down some ideas, some concepts of what I'm going to talk about, and then I let my free creative flow and I start typing. So having candlelight around you as you are transitioning from the work day to the chill evening bedtime, very good, because blue light and LED light and all that stuff, it's so bad for your sleep rhythm. It's so bad for your circadian rhythm. It's not good. It keeps you up, and it actually stops your brain from producing melatonin, which we want melatonin because melatonin is what allows us to sleep for long periods of time. So that's another thing that I use every single day. Candles are a game changer. I think it's very, very important. The flickering also puts you into an alpha state. And an alpha brainwave state is free of stress, you're focused, you're relaxed, you're creative, you're thinking of ideas more. It's what happens when we meditate. So candles just naturally put you into a meditative state. If you've ever been around a big fire, I had a bonfire this past weekend, you feel just how calming it is, right? By looking at the fire. Why? It's flickering. It's synchronizing with your brain and actually putting your brain into alpha state. So, pretty crazy fact. Okay, the other thing I use is nicotine. Okay, I hope I'm not gonna get banned for some products like this. But nicotine is a fantastic tool for focus. Okay, it does put your brain into an alpha state as well. Now, can you do it naturally? Absolutely. Do you need nicotine? No. Does it help? Yeah, it does. So that's why I like to use it. You just pop one of these bad boys and you get to work. So that's very helpful. Now, another surprising thing is incense. Incense is one of those things that I burn every single day. Why? Now, okay, I've done this for years. My office, it always smells like incense. My house, when people come, they always say, "Oh, your house smells so good. It smells like incense." It makes me feel good. And the smell just sinks me up to a deep, meditative, relaxed, focused state. And I get focused. That's the whole point of incense. Back in ancient times, the reason that we used incense was, yes, for various rituals and things like that. But we do it because it locks us into a certain state of mind. It helps to focus the mind. And then if we anchor the mind with certain smells, which are real, what happens is we start to, when we smell it again, we get back into that state. So I love incense. You got to make sure your incense is natural because there's so much chemical crap. Like really cheap incense is very bad. This is hand rolled incense I bought in Astoria. This is also hand rolled. There's all different types of incense. These are called sticks. This is called rope incense. And what you do is you kind of hang it like off of a little contraption like that. And you light it from the bottom and it burns all the way up. And this is fantastic. This is actually my favorite incense. This is from handmade in Nepal. It smells fantastic. They use it in Buddhist temples and stuff. And then, okay, this is probably my favorite incense, and this is frankincense. So this is actually what frankincense looks like just on its own. Most people don't know this, but it's literally just resin from a tree. So it just kind of looks like these little pearls, okay? And what you do is you have a little charcoal puck that you can buy on Amazon or wherever that's used for incense. It's also the same kind of charcoal ultimately that's used for like shisha, you do the big hookahs and stuff. And you just place a few drops on the charcoal and it starts to bubble and melt and it releases this beautiful fragrant smell. And it is like lemon citrus pow to the brain. Now, I love this because it's church incense. They use it in Orthodox and Catholic churches. So it just helps me get into a relaxed, calm mind. Okay. And yeah, it just smells good. It smells good. I think if you can hit all of the senses as you go throughout your day to make sure that all the senses are optimized. This is kind of a weird, crazy concept, but it's crazy, but it works in that you want to feel good. So feeling good, yeah, there's certain supplements and diet and exercise and stuff that you want to do to optimize how you feel. You want to think clearly, right? There's certain, again, diet, exercise, practices like meditation and focus practices to help to think clearer. You want to feel physically good on your body. That means the clothes that you wear. You want to smell good, right? You want your nose to be stimulated in a very positive way, which means your environment should smell good. Another way you can do this if you don't want to specifically burn incense, because it is smoke, but it's fantastic smelling smoke and it's so good. It's just entire space and the aroma just, you just get locked in. Oh, I feel so good. If you don't want to use incense, you can use essential oils. Okay, I also love a good essential oil. This is cedar wood. We've got lavender. We've got a bunch of different oils that I use. Frankincense, peppermint. And you can get an essential oil diffuser. And all that does is it just bubbles water, slightly vibrates it with some essential oils, and you get this nice, subtle, it's more subtle aroma in the atmosphere as opposed to incense. So if you're worried about fire alarms going off and all that stuff, then use an essential oil diffuser. Very cheap and affordable off Amazon. But the key here is you want to make sure you're getting high quality essential oils. You don't want any fake fragrances burning through your space. It gives me, personally, it gives me a headache. It might not give other people a headache, but it gives me a headache, and it just reeks. I don't like this smell. When you're used to smelling real natural fragrances like rose, sandalwood, frankincense, natural incenses, cedarwood, pine, all these fantastic smells, vetiver, mint, that sort of stuff, lemon, orange, essential oils, and then you smell this artificial crap. I mean, it's disgusting. All right. The next thing on my daily list is sparkling water. Okay, I go through so much sparkling water. Right now, I just went to Costco. We got two 24 packs of La Croix for like $8 or some crazy crap like that. Now normally it's like $6.99 for an 8 pack at like a traditional grocery store, but there's ways around that. You can find different brands and all that stuff. I personally love lime and lemon, and I also love grapefruit. Those are my go-to. They have all these different flavors, but you got to stay hydrated through the day. Sparkling water is fantastic. It also keeps you satiated. So if you tend to like snack all day, I snack all day anyways, but if you tend to snack all day and you're trying to lose weight, I'm not, obviously. These are fantastic. They keep you going. And I usually have a few beverages on my desk. Bone broth is the recent addition. It's coffee. Coffee and nicotine go so well together. And sparkling water. So these are my go-to drinks. I mean, listen, it doesn't matter what's going on in a day. You got coffee and nicotine in the morning, followed by nice, refreshing, cold, sparkling water. You lock in, you get to work. There's no greater feeling. Okay, so I'm not doing a whole supplement list here, okay? Because the things that I take every day vary, okay? I'm usually always taking some form of magnesium. So my daytime magnesium is magnesium citrate or malate. Okay, those are the two I take in the day. And the magnesium I take at night, you don't want to take too much, okay? Because it is also a laxative if you take too much, so you don't want to take too much. The other day I took like 4 magnesiums and I was up multiple times throughout the night. Okay, let me just tell you that. So magnesium glycinate for nighttime, which knocks me right out. I have the deepest, most wonderful sleeps of my life when I take that. And in the day, when I take magnesium coupled with my morning routine of any sort of herbs or whatever, it's fantastic. Great brain food. But this is something special. This is methylene blue. So recently, RFK Jr. went viral on social media for putting this stuff in his drink on a plane. I've been using this stuff for years. It's fantastic. The biggest benefits of this is, number one, it increases oxygenation to the brain. So this is actually this is the first pharmaceutical drug ever patented. I'm almost certain of that. There might be some little technical nuances there, but that's what I've read up on this. And it was actually started as a fabric dye. They still use it in modern medicine today, but for specifically dyeing like arteries and stuff like that. Non-toxic to the body, and it actually increases and improves mitochondrial health. So that's the energy producers component of your cells, which is very important. When we have energized cells, we have energized bodies. That's very, very important. And most importantly, it oxygenates the brain. There's been lots of studies for other things. I'll let you kind of do your own research on that. I'm not going to say anything too crazy here, but it's been very helpful for focus, for energy, and optimizing the brain. I mean, it doesn't taste horrible. It just tastes a little bitter when you put it in water, and your whole mouth kind of goes blue because it is blue dye, so you don't want to get it stained anywhere, that's for sure. I had a friend who spilled a bottle of it on her white carpet, and it's like, good luck with that. It's literally dye. So this is dye I consume, and then the dye in here is what I write with. So that's pretty cool. But that's basically the gist of it. I mean, I don't complicate things. There's other things that I use, of course, like my phone, and I'm always reading, so books are a huge part of my life as well. And as for supplements, I'm always rotating supplements. I don't think people should take the same supplements every day, because it goes against our nature to, like, it's our biological nature. We should be rotating different things, rotating things in, rotating things out, spacing and staggering, because your body gets used to things very, very quickly. And there's also certain supplements that we can overdo, and it's not good. And there's other supplements that are regular that we need. Magnesium is one of those supplements that you just need every day. Protein, right? Need every day. Fats, you need every day. So, but that's the gist of it. That's why I'm not giving a supplement list. And also, it's, there's some things on there that are difficult to find. Maybe one day I'll do that. Or if you're a client, you can reach out and I can give you some private suggestions. But other than that, yeah, these are all the things that make my life great. And to be honest, it doesn't matter what's going on. If I have basically all of these things in some way, shape, or form, it equips you with the capacity to focus, to concentrate, and to get through whatever it is that you need to get through. So that's my list. These are all my good things. These are my little tools and things that I use throughout the day that make my life better. Let me know in the comments below if you had any questions about any of the things that I've recommended. I will also link everything below in the description so you can find it. And I don't get paid for these links. They're not affiliate links. They're just find them below and click them. All right. So until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope that you start integrating some of these ideas and tools into your life. Talk soon.